Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. This is a quick tip for people who are looking to travel with their camera gear. Now, not everybody has traveled with their gear, and I get lots of questions saying, what am I allowed to take? What am I not allowed to take? And how much can you actually take on board? Now, I could speak for traveling in the United States. Even though I've actually traveled to Israel, I've taken the airport security. Let me just tell you what I take. When I'm traveling and I really don't want to have any checked bags, because I try not to check bags unless I'm going for an extended period of time and have to take some clothes, this is what I take. I take an airport security from Think Tank, which carries all of my camera gear. Now, it's not fully loaded right now, but it is designed to fit in the overhead compartment in the airplane. Now, I've been told that you should not be able to take the airport security overseas because it's not meant for those airplanes. Now, I've traveled to Israel and I've taken this because we flew a 747 and this fit fine in the overhead compartment. Let's move on and I'll get back to that. I also take my Think Tank, what is this thing? A Urban Disguise 35 backpack. The reason, and it doesn't matter if it's Think Tank or whoever else makes bags, Vanguard, Tamrac, Low Pro. This isn't a bag commercial. This is just telling you what I take with me. I take a bag like this to carry my laptop, to carry any other gear that I want to take on board, like chargers, my iPad, maybe a small camera, maybe some snacks, and things like that. And the reason you want to carry stuff on the plane with you is because you do not want to risk checking your luggage below. You don't want to put soft bags with expensive gear underneath an airplane. One, you don't want anybody to steal it. Two, you don't want it to break. So I like to take things on board with me, like my memory cards, my batteries, my cameras, so that if something ever did happen to something underneath, if you had to check gear, I'd use something like a Pelican. But if you had to check gear, I wouldn't put everything underneath. I would still carry on at least a body and enough on board that you could actually still do a photo shoot. And I also take a tripod with me, a tripod or a monopod. The monopod would connect to the side of this bag, or the tripod, I kind of carry it on with me. Now, technically in the US, they say that you can have one carry-on item plus one personal item, AKA a man purse. This qualifies as my man purse, and this is my carry-on item. I just carry this with me. Even if it's not in a bag, I just carry it with me and I just hold it low as I'm going onto the plane and I take it. If they ever ask, I'll be like, oh, you know, it's just going with me. It's going to be put right here. It's just, there's a way to talking with the stewardesses, no, flight attendants and the TSA agents, which we're going to get to the TSA agents in a minute. So here's some rules of thumb when you're traveling. If you're taking batteries, make sure they're not loose. Make sure that they are wrapped up. And these are AA batteries, and these are wrapped up because they don't want you carrying loose batteries. I personally haven't had too much I really haven't had any trouble carrying anything on that I've tried to take. But what's good, things to keep in mind in the bags is that when you're going through, let's get to the TSA part of it. When you're going through the TSA checkpoint, security checkpoint, it's good to put your bags up on the belt. You can either open them so that they can get a better look at it, or make sure that when you're putting your bag together that you don't stack multiple items, because if you stack multiple items, the scanner won't be able to see through most of them and they're going to want to hand check your bag. Now, that's going to happen from time to time where you either make it through and they don't stop you, which has happened to me, or they stop you and say, well, we need to check your bag, and that's okay. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. But don't try to rush through it. Make sure that you keep eyes on your bags at all times. I opt out of the scanners personally, and I go for the pat down. That's just for me. I don't like going through the scanners, and I usually have them hand check the bags if they ask questions. Now, here's what's going to happen. When you go through security, if they do stop you, this is not a point to be a wise ass. I like being a wise ass, but when you're going through the TSA checkpoints, you don't want to find yourself on a no-fly list where you now no longer can fly. So do what they say. Now, this is what I do when I get a TSA agent and they're going to want to check my bags. They don't let you carry your bags over to the checkpoint, to where they're going to do the security check. I don't know why. They want to carry it. So what I do is I direct them. I literally say, look, this is my camera gear. If you need to take anything out of the bag, please ask me first, and I would direct you on what's really sensitive to, touch, because this is expensive gear, or just basically what to do. And you have to be careful with that. And I say things like, look, you know, this is my camera gear. It's expensive. Before you take anything out of the bag, can you check with me first to make sure that, you know, you're grabbing it in the right spot? I've had people where they throw the bag upside down back through the scanner, and I sit there and I go, are you kidding me? Can you please handle this like it's your own gear? I don't have a problem saying that. If they want to detain me for saying that they are being too rough with my gear, so they can detain me, whatever. But this is our livelihood. So just say, please take care of this gear as if it was your own. Please ask questions and just be nice about it. Answer every question truthfully, honestly. Don't be a wise ass, because a wise ass is just going to, you know, get you there longer or have you detained, and you don't want that to happen. So just answer every question they have. Make sure you get to security early enough so that you give yourself enough time to get your gear through and not rush through. But the things to remember, make sure that you don't stack your bags too high, too many things on top of other things, because that's what they're going to look for when it goes through the scanner to stop you. Just listen to everything they say and you should be fine. These bags, I've made it on with this without a problem. So be sure to have safe checks after the fact that, look, if my tripod can't get on board, what can I do with it? You can ask them to hold it up front, or they may check it. It is what it is. You may just have to deal with it. So how do you deal with a TSA agent? Well, let's do it. We've got, hi, I'm a TSA agent. And we've got, hi, I'm a photographer. Let's like pretend that this is me, because this is a male and this is a male also. You can only have you check down from those type of people. So here's how to act. Excuse me, miss. All right, she'll be a woman. Excuse me, miss, I'm a TSA agent. Do you have any objects that you're trying to bring on board that should not be allowed? Okay, so some things that you shouldn't bring on board, or should be careful about. What does this look like? This is a Vanguard tripod head. This is the Vanguard GH200. It kind of looks like a gun. You may not want to have this hanging out of your bag when you're walking through security. I would turn this thing down. I would leave this in a bag. I'd even be careful with it on top of a tripod. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. All right, so that's one thing to be careful with. Another thing to be careful with is you do not want to carry a sword on a plane. No swords on airplanes. And with that said, I don't think lightsabers are okay to be on planes either, so no. So go buy lightsabers. So here we go. Excuse me. I'm gonna need to, excuse me, I didn't mean to kiss you. I'm gonna try to check your luggage. I wanna check your hair to see if you have any objects that shouldn't be allowed on planes. Yes, sir, okay. Do you see that? I said, yes, sir, okay. I'm gonna need you to, I'm gonna carry your gear. And then the guy's gonna carry the gear rough. I'm carrying your gear rough and I'm throwing it around. Excuse me, sir, could you please handle, wait, this is a woman. Excuse me, sir, could you please take care of my camera gear? It's very important, it's very sensitive to touch, and please take care of it as if it was your own. Okay, thank you. This is how not to do it. Stop! Dude, what the heck are you doing with my camera gear? That is not a good thing to say to the TSA agent. It'd be like, excuse me, sir, please take care of this gear as if it was your own. And don't curse at them. Okay, thank you. And then usually, if you just do what they say within reason, you should be fine. Be happy, smile. Make sure you leave yourself enough time, because if you're in a rush, that is the point where you're going to have issues. You don't want to have issues. Get there early, get your gear through check-in, check-out, luggage, whatever, and keep moving on, and you should be fine. So I've carried all this gear on. That's what you do. You shouldn't have a problem. Use common sense. If you think it shouldn't be on the plane, it probably shouldn't be on the plane. And just get there early and go through the checkpoints. Be nice. And that's about it. So that's your quick tip. Not so quick this week, but it's for traveling, what you can take, what you can't take, and just some ways to deal with TSA agents. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.